Hello, I'm Carol Ambergy, and I'd like to present Artful Learning to you. This is a group of lessons, art lessons, that are based with academics that I designed while teaching art in Bedford County, Virginia. So today's lesson is a great lesson for you to do with I would say from kindergarten through second grader, and it is a perfect one to welcome them back to school. So for SS Friendship, I developed this lesson as a welcome back to school lesson for my classes. You could also do it for any group of children. And basically what it is they are going to create a picture of themselves aboard a friendship. And here are some of our friends aboard the SS Friendship. But there's more aboard too. Here they are on SS Friendship, going to have a very good and friendly year this year. Okay. To make your own SS Friendship project, you are going to need an 8.5 by 11 skin tone paper. Now if you don't have skin tone paper, you can use any kind of white paper or construction paper, manila paper, and you can get different skin color crayons. Okay. Also, you will need to have an 8.5 by 11 piece of white paper that is going to be the sailor suit and the hat, and a piece of blue paper, and I will show you the sizes considerably smaller. And you will need to have some white crayons or chalk, and sometimes it's fun to even use a silver marker for accents. A glue stick and scissors, of course. Okay, so here are the steps. The first step would be to take a piece of manila color paper, if you have that. You can also use bright white paper if that's what you have. You can also actually purchase skin tone paper. If you don't have skin tone paper and you don't want to use bright white, I will show you how nicely you can change that. This was bright white paper, and then we took skin color crayon. You can peel off part of the paper, peel it back, and then you can rub that, and that makes a really nice way to get good coverage for lots of things. That way you can also use different shades, as Ida did here in hers. So if you're not sure about making a tracer, I always try to get something that looks symmetrical. So what I do is I usually fold this piece of paper, take my pencil lines, and at least sketch out half of it. And then when you cut it out, you will get something at least symmetrical. Then you can make adjustments as you need it. Like this guy's head looks a little bit weird, but this person's going to happen to have a sailor hat on, so I'm not too worried about that. When you trace it, it'll look like this, and then cut it out. So I introduced this lesson, the welcome to and all aboard the SS Friendship, by discussing a little bit about the U.S. Navy. I would ask the children if they had any experience or relatives that were sailors or part of the American Navy. And we would talk a little bit about that in the uniform that they would wear, because they are going to actually create a picture of themselves as a sailor aboard not just any ship, but a special ship called the SS Friendship. And they may ask you what SS stands for, and it stands for steamer ship. So I think they'll find that interesting. So to begin with, after you have cut out your head tracer, we're next going to do the details from the face. I generally have the children, often I have them look in a mirror, and they will notice, I said, where are your eyes? Are they up here? No, they'll say. No, they're actually in the middle. So their ears, eyes kind of line up, and part of their nose. So I would have them just draw. Now, you will know your audience better than I do. So you might know you might have them say, well, eyes are oval and they're not too close together and they're not too far apart. So they need to make some sort of oval eye. Okay? After they do that, I have them draw a circle. Now, we had some fun with some of my other students. They wanted to make their eyes looking to the right or left. They can do anything like that. And we had one creative student who made his eyes rather the focal point of his sailor. So, all fun. So make the eyes, and then the next part is the nose. And I'll be the first to admit, I am not the world's best nose drawer. So some people will draw a nose that looks like a hook. Other people can just draw a nose with two lines and shade it in. So, okay, we're going to do that. And then the same with the mouth. There's all different kinds of mouths. They can make a simple mouth, or they can make a more elaborate mouth. Let me give you a close-up on some of the faces that we have here. Here we have Peter. Here we have Ida. They might want to know too, and it has come up, can girls become sailors? Absolutely. So this is a great learning experience for them. There's another showing a different nose and mouth. And, oh yes, this one even has some freckles put on it. Okay, so that is my crew for the SS Friendship. Okay, now we gotta do that. So here it is, the finished one that is complete. This person put eyebrows and eyelashes. Every face is going to look different, of course. The thing that we need to do next is to address making the sailor hat and the sailor suit. And those are relatively easy pieces to cut out. One thing for sure I would make note of is the fact that we're making a triangle for the collar, for the blue navy collar. So let me show you how that goes together. Okay. I have a little tracer here for the suit. So you can see that this is going to go right here below the neck. Okay, so it fills in your paper. Here's the back. It fills that in. So you don't really need to use a tracer because you can actually use the rest of your paper from your head. So you can trace that on a piece of white paper, and using that same paper, you can also trace the sailor hat. Here it is. Trace it like that. So you put those two on to save the paper, trace around them, and cut them out. When you cut them out, just use glue stick and glue it in place so it will look like this. Okay. Now to make the collar, I did have tracers for my students, little collar tracers, but it's also just as easy to take a ruler. Did you take Mozzie's ruler? Over here. Okay, so to make the collar, we just need to have two triangles that fit between the shoulders, and you might have to flip them around a little bit so they actually look like this. Now the really neat thing that I would point out to the kids as I was doing this lesson is, if you put these two triangles back together, you have a rectangle. So, anyhow, take these two collar pieces. Like I said, you have to turn them around so you can get them at the right angle. Then just glue these on. You can make your own little bow tie. I have a pattern, but there again, it's the same thing. If you're not sure about cutting out a bow tie, start with a folded piece of paper and just try drawing different lines until it looks what you want it to look like. Cut it out in blue. Somebody did one in red, looked very patriotic. Glue them on, and then for a little bit of accent, I just would use chalk. You can also use white crayon, and there you have a very simple little sailor's suit. Just enough showing. So at the top, I had most of the children write SS Friendship because I was trying to stress that even though everybody's an individual, but in the class, we all want to be friends. So everybody was member of the team SS Friendship. Let me show you these, how cute they turned out. It's very cute. If you're doing this with a group of children, it's very cute lined up out in the hallway. If you're very clever, you could fashion a ship with portholes and even put some coming like waving from the porthole. So there's lots of things you can do with the SS Friendship. It promotes a good feeling in your class. And here they go by again. Here they go by again. All the sailors on the SS Friendship. It was a lot of fun to do this, and I hope your kiddos love it too.